justifiable. 13 wins and 5 losses for NAVI. For the map of Eagle Eye, and then Port coming in as decider. A little bit surprising to see. I rather expected sub-base of all maps.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. There's maybe a little bit of creativity coming in. One of the things for Stallions, map pool-wise, they're not super scared. They try and play a little bit of everything, so I think maybe as they get to roll things through, but it was the side of NAVI that decide that final map, as it were, quote-unquote, you know, the last band. So a little bit curious maybe that they are trying to change things up ever so slightly here coming into EWC, just a little bit at least.
Yeah, well, guys, looks like the game is beginning, and I cannot wait to get into this epic bout. It's going to be so close between these two teams, and to be honest, even though we favor one side or the other, you never know who's going to come out on top. We need to see their form on the day, and we are ready to go into Eagle Eye 2.0. Take it away, guys. Yes, indeed. Been enjoying this map so far today. I think we've had some of our better maps, actually, in terms of the closeness, the difference in play styles. GDSC going to open things up. Really keen find from him to start off proceedings here. So we've got this triple sniper setup coming in as well, which is something that we saw a little bit of. But usually when the game gets closer for that GR side of things. So already I think we're in for a fun game here, Bench.
Absolutely. Although we're down to a 4-on-4 as we speak, as NAVI now going for the 2-2 split. But yeah, like you saw in the interview between the members of Team Stallion and Sandstorm, a lot is on the stake and a lot is on the line. Nothing is granted, as the slogan speaks. Everything is earned. So yeah, these young boys have to show what they've got, the caliber of their guns, to prove that they're capable of winning a global tournament. Looks like they're going to be sending themselves down towards the A bomb site. The flashes are being thrown out. Juan has to hold it down by himself with the support of 2 other players. Initial frag opened up by NO, and Loy gets a kill as well, but JV so accurate with his shots. Quick double kill to hold the aggression down. The C4 soon to be picked up, but the flank is coming in from Adrian.
Yeah, really keen finds, of course, from JV. Adrian here. Slow but sure, doesn't want to jump the gun too early. Maybe just give them control of the bomb site, let them get that plant in. He ultimately is able to cage them in as well, so just playing on the extremities to be like, right, are they going to try and exit? Are they going to try and go towards B? The answer, of course, is no. Been slowly moving in.
JV is down super low, so Adrian might have to make the move by himself early. Ooh. Stallion completely missed out on it, but Jay eventually with a quick double kill. First round granted.
Hey, I thought there was enough sneaky movement there from Adrian to maybe get in and get that catch, but it seems like they had the sense of timing and the sense of his game plan. So really solid finds there in our first post plant. Great signs, and again, have to be prepared for the difference in play. And we saw earlier on there was a lot of aggression from the Filipino team, so I think that there's a keen chance that Stallions are also going to bring that same kind of confidence. Twisted Minds couldn't quite get it done, but hopefully here we'll get some representation with a victory today.
Absolutely. Moving into round number 2, yet again the triple sniper setup being delivered by NAVI. Didn't pay off dividends quietly last round. Hopefully they can do so this round. The nade is going to tick away half HP away from KLB. As Stallion slowly inching in towards middle, watched by JV. As had some accurate shots, the wall wings are there. As KLB is taken down to even lower HP.
JV, pretty good spot for him. Does just go swinging in wildly. Maybe needed to wait for the support a little earlier. All the same, they find the advantage here. Adrian gets caught on this quick switch, going down to a nade or something. He will fall. And that's a key frag. The bomb's still in the sightline here of that defensive side. Ultimately, the GR boys looking to hold the line here and just scaring them away from the bomb. I think it's working pretty effectively. Trade is instantaneous. Now they maybe have to give up the position.
I mean, how does No even get away with swinging window like that with the pistol getting a frag? Eventually, the C4 not yet to be recovered. Akashi has a pretty good angle to hold it down. With the support of Juan, KLP thinking about swinging. Juan finds one. Down to a 1v1. Akashi still has an angle onto the C4. KLP has it all to do. 35 seconds on the timer. Definitely more than enough time to work wonders, but in a 1v1 situation where you don't know where the global risk is, not gonna help. Akashi quickly pistols him down, as NAVI will find a round of their own.
Well, here we go. This is the game that we were talking about, the competition between these squads already getting going. Really going to be difficult to split them as the series goes on. But time will tell. Early rounds at the moment. So still just feeling each other out. You know, what's the style? Do we get aggressive? Are we going to get away with those types of moves? At the moment, it does look like NAVI like an advanced position here.
Yeah, I don't want to go into that long old story time, like how CROSSFIRE was back in the days. Now, I don't want to go into that, but it's good to see that Eagle Eye gets played out more often than not coming into the EWC. Juan finds the opening on towards Loy. So the sniper for Stallion goes down. But yeah, it's good to see that Eagle Eye gets played out more often. Hope to see Mexico gets played out as well. I don't think even over at Stream A was picked.
I feel like there's a couple of the regions from what I'm seeing that maybe have not had as much time on it or as much experience. So might be one of these old gentleman's agreement type situations where they just don't pick into it. Nice finds here from the snipers. Solid advantage given across to NAVI then. See if they can break in. AJ does a good job of correcting his spray, but to no avail here, it feels.
If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. The sniper triple setup, it works out. No to the clutch. 1v3. Swings, gets the first. The C4 down deep outside of A long. Doesn't help him out. Has a minute to work with. Look at the angle Asian is holding. Spots him out, but somehow, no. Is able to adjust his crosshair, get the drop down to a 1v1. Akashi spotted out, and what a clutcher scriv. Out of mind.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. Keen finds, and I think NAVI will be absolutely kicking themselves. It felt like a done deal.
I thought Asian surely had it on top of the nook there. Somehow, no finds the frags.
Yeah, crazy. So we'll see. Could be a really big springboard now in the early stages of this game. If they can take 3 or 4, they maybe start to set themselves up in very good stead. The opening kills going their way as well. NAVI losing some of the bottle at this stage. Juan with a trade out, but how good is that really going to be?
Dropping players after players. Stallion finding 3 frags to open the round up, and look what they're doing. They're rotating out from B, repositioning in towards A, and to make things worse, Loy finds the solo holder, which was on top of the bomb site that was won. And that's a free bomb site. It's a freebie, the bomb planted. And Stallion has all the time to reposition themselves for to hold on to the retake.
Yeah, I think that should be job done for this round. But we said that in the previous round, and look what happened. So, listen, just be careful.
Caster curse at max.
Yes, absolutely. Adrian No will be traded out, and some big cheers. Finding that key clutch round, then getting the follow-up. Really solid stuff here from Stallion straight out the gate.
So we were questioning whether the Young Guns could hold the composure, and the answer apparently is yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No major expressions coming out even after winning 3 rounds against one of the top teams in the world. So they know what's under the belt here.
Yeah, looking to change the game for sure. I think, you know, young team, they've been sort of on that grind of promoting their way up, and as we've mentioned, and it could be something that we sort of look back to as the tournament goes on, the decent placing at ACL, I think is a relatively big deal, you know, maybe over performing for sure. So excited to see what they've got in store for us here, of course, across the course of this week. I think is
across the coast.
Yeah, what I was trying to say. It's been a long day, mate. It's been a long day.
Yeah, trust me. We've been through this together. But at the end of the day, as we speak, this is the last series of the day for Stream B. It's going to be tied down to 4-4. And Stallion wants to force the issue down towards Office, down towards B. Making quick rotation is going to be Na'Vi, but is Adrian aware there's a wave coming his way, and can he hold on to it? That's going to be the question being asked here. JV about to spot out JJ, and somehow the jiggle peaks work wonders. And the bomb site is about to get prayed open.
Oh, man. Wow, just again, individually looking so good from Stallions, catching these players, overwhelming the site. There was, you know, some good spots being held from Na'Vi, but they just cannot land their shots at the moment. I think certainly being sapped out because of that clutch round that they lost, and I would argue maybe a timeout going to be needed just to straighten out the mental a bit.
So the question I want to ask here, Scrib, is Team Stallions macro just purely better than Na'Vi, or is Navi's micro not working?
I feel like it's got to be the individual
or is it a bit
level.
Of both, right?
Yeah, well, for sure, always. But I think for me, it feels like the individual level from Na'Vi is just lacking ever so slightly. Stallions, a lot more energy to them, a lot more get up and go at the moment. And just looking sharper. And again, this is unfortunately the reality of it. You come into the tournament, it's a bit difficult to get going again when you've not played internationally for so long. And it could be something that favors the Stallions. You know, they've been looking good when they have played in LAN environments. So it's a game changer.
And historically speaking, young players tend to play with the vibes, and so far, I feel like Team Stallions has rode into that vibe.
Pretty good. That's
the scary part if you're a Na'Vi fan. Seeing these young guys just get on track and start getting dialed in. For Na'Vi, they got a lot of work to do. Just a single round in their pockets. Surely they're capable of picking up more rounds, but so far the 3 sniper setup is not working out.
Sure.
Looks like they will need to switch back to some riflers.
Yeah. Curious, isn't it? This is something as well, the tac pause I think has to work for them. If this doesn't result in a few rounds being won in turning things around, then we could be looking at a very quick first map actually. So yeah, dangerous on the horizon.
And especially if I'm coaching Na'Vi, I don't want to go into Ankara after losing Eagle Eye, because Ankara statistically is one of the better maps for the Asian regions.
Yeah.
So having to go against Team Stallion with your backs against the wall, and that map being Ankara, is probably the worst dream or the worst nightmare possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, looks like we're alive back into the game. 4-1 on the scoreboard. Team Stallions having a superior lead so far. Let's see if the attack pause is going to help Na'Vi get dialed back in. As KLP swing and a hit. Adrian gets knocked out. Down to a 5v4. And this is what I like from Team Stallion. They find the opening frag, and they rotate out, expecting another player to rotate out from the bomb site on the other end of the map. And so far, it's been working out. So let's see what Na'Vi has prepped during the attack pause. Main aggression now coming in towards the A bomb site. JJ also finds one, and look at that. KLB takes down Akashi as if he's cutting through cheese with a hot knife. The flashbang worked wonders. Down to JV only to a 1v5 clutch and a dream. I don't know, Scriv. That attack pause may not have helped all that much.
No, maybe quite the opposite. It seems like things have potentially gotten worse, actually. So, you know, they do have to watch themselves here. This is getting out of hand, you know, timeout just not working, unable to really get into things here on that Na'Vi side, and it's got to be a bit frustrating at this point, you know, map just getting away from you. And again, we've seen Eagle Eye deliver some pretty good maps so far, some pretty good games so far here at EWC, but it's come down to a few different styles, a few different approaches, and I just feel like Na'Vi on that CT side especially are lacking somewhat. That being said, they've come in with a fresh approach into this round, relentless aggression in through A main, in through middle, and so far so good. Big tag onto NO as well.
Yeah, sometimes
looking good here.
You just got to shift up the gears and change the air in the game, so to speak. And it looks like it's been working out. 2 quick frags to be opened up by the sniper cores. And now down to a 4v3. No, stuck here, but the C4 is planted. The retake seemingly doable rather than the past couple of rounds for Na'Vi. Bomb timer ticking down. Has some utils to work with Na'Vi. now inching in closer with the smokes being popped. With the pop flash and the nades, they're going to send it in any moment soon. Can Stallion hold this one down? The bomb timer is down to about half. JV takes a bunch of damage. Akashi takes a bunch of damage, but Adrian is there to take the headshot. GDSC gets a frag, but KLP finds quick 3 frags. Looks like GDSC is going to have enough time to defuse the bomb, so it was wonky retake, but
sure,
if you get the job done, it gets the job done.
It is a little closer than we would have liked, but an all-important round netted all the same for NAVI. Very much required. But it, again, does go to show Stallions making them work for it, keeping things close every time of asking. This could get very, very dicey, and can't let them come this close that often. So hopefully NAVI can now convert and close the gap in a solid manner.
And as much as Stallions performing out right now, NAVI is definitely one of those teams that if you keep the scoreline in the arm's length, they can definitely make a comeback. They do have the caliber, they do have the experience, and we've seen them pull it off many a times in the previous tournaments. So let's wait and see if NAVI can start stacking up more rounds. But so far, it's going to be 5-2 with Stallions still in the lead by 3 rounds. And no major aggressions so far. Last round, NAVI decided to take the fight to the faces of Stallion. They were rushing out of A, rushing out towards middle. After taking the round, rather wonky, this time around they're going to shift the gears back towards D, go a little bit more neutral with a slower pace.
It's a scary angle though, isn't it? Adrian round this corner, ready and raring to go. Maybe could have got a bit more from it, but at the very least it happens so deep that they have to be careful on these peaks. A key kill given across to NAVI. They'll recover the bomb, but A is compromised now as well. So, yeah, really not looking too good. They have no control of anywhere, really. This just doesn't look doable for the side of Stallions.
In a 2v4 on the blacklist side, the best guess you can take is try to clear out the angles down towards middle and see if you can rotate towards the bomb site. That seems to be of the weaker presence. But looks like Stallion, they're going to split up for now. Try to gather some information. JJ creeping up the stairs. Ooh, he spotted Juan. But does he realize there's another player? The pop flash is going to blind him for just a second. Akashi waiting under. Gets tapped out. Juan at risk now. JJ absolutely feeling it's going to go for some pot shots. JV takes him down, though. And eventually, NAVI is going to be able to pick up one more round. And these 3 rounds is what we basically need for NAVI to start bouncing back.
Yeah, 100%. They have just on the line of like, okay, this is getting unacceptable. They've managed to find a way back in.
Getting warmed up, so to speak.
Yeah, I suppose it can take some time. And again, you just have to adapt to these teams. We've seen a lot of it today, actually, where it's like the overdog, as it were, will drop 3 or 4 rounds and then all of a sudden just turn it on out of nowhere. And Juan answering that call in on the A defense. They will continue pushing forwards here and try their best to break things open, but there's an advantage that looks solid for the global risk side of things.
The Juan tap's working wonders. Double quick frags with the arm, and now KLP and No to do the work. We'll bring the C4 in towards the bomb site. And looks like Navi's just going to give it up and go for the retake. They know they have the man advantage. They know they do have more utils. So they're going to allow the C4 to rotate in. And now the information has been given. And the retake is now on. 3v2. KLP on top of the bomb site with the arm is going to reposition and towards the hut. And No is going to be the one to respond for the aggression coming in towards the sidelines. He finds one, switches to secondary, not quite going to hit, but now it's down to KLP versus Adrian. Adrian off to a slow start today. Can he find this frag to win the round? Not a lot of time left on the C4. KLP switches to the rifle, gets in, but the time has been earned, I believe. Script, this is going to be close, but it's going to detonate.
And he can't get it. He can't get it. Yeah, they save enough time. Oh, man, that is really close, and again, a very divisive kind of round coming in. It's going to suck for Navi. They worked very, very hard for that.
That's just heartbreaking, isn't it?
One shot through the smoke that makes all the difference, it feels like.
Yeah, I thought Navi was going to go on the retake a little bit faster, but they did spend a little bit more time going on the sidelines. So eventually cost them the seconds, cost them the round. 6-3. As we now switch the sides, let's see if this does, refresh the air a little bit for the side of NAVI now as they play on the blacklist side.
Yeah, hopefully a change-up will do them some good. Made over the top. Doesn't quite do the damage I was expecting. There's going to be a swap up here, the old Bogdans, as you talked about.
Good old Bogdan.
Yeah, yeah. One of the wilder guys from the Counter-Strike madness days. I don't know what to say.
Long time
Crazy.
ago.
Yeah,
but
very
JJ, the TRG is going to do the work. As GDSE is going to go down. JV, though, with a quick double spray down, looking for a third. Not quite there to hit it, but his teammate is there to hit it. Adrian will find the frag eventually. And so far, a solid round happening on the side of Na'Vi. The C4 is going to rotate in to be planted, and Loy and KLB on the retake. As long as KLB finds some cheeky frags through the smoke, will make things a lot easier.
Yeah, I don't really see them having a chance at this one. It's also being held off as well by Akashi. Through that smoke, easy one for him. So KLB trying to get the higher up angle. I mean, yeah, it's a little overface, isn't it? Akashi also going down, so you just have to be careful here. Swaps up onto this TRG. Looking to try and find a kill at range, but now as he gets closer, maybe regretting his decision, and the timing peak comes in. Na'Vi will hold the line there.
Much needed round for Na'Vi to be picked up. Change of pace as well. And for Stallion, now that things have switched across the board, now that they're playing on the global risk side, Scrib, what do you think is the go-to plan for Stallions? More aggressiveness or more composure?
It certainly seems like aggression is the order of the day, as they're looking to press the attack on that B side of things. Has been somewhat of a lockout in a lot of these games, so they're looking to sort of do the same at the end of the day. RV, though, they're ready for it. There has been a couple of trade backs from NO. So keeping things even, but it's a weird game state right now. There's pressure up on A, but the bomb needs recovering, but it's like, can Global Risk see the bomb or not? We don't know. So really weird sort of round unfolding here.
If No can sneak all the way out towards the blacklist spawn, then he can divide the map by himself and isolate DC4, which is being held by Akashi. We do see Juan kind of trying to creep in towards the global risk spawn, but it is being held down by JJ. Quick and easy. GDSE, though, quick with the arm shot. Loy gets the C4 down, and all of a sudden, down to a 1v1. The C4 compromised. Loy, one of the young guns of the team, smartly repositions himself down towards long, and GDSE is going to have to go for the longer flank here, all the way through spawn, all the way out towards B office. Still has a minute to work with.
Yeah, plenty of time. It's just all about checking those angles, but also taking it kind of easy. You know, you have to figure this one out. Meanwhile, Loy is just resting on his heels, ready and waiting for the fight to come towards him. Not wasting any time. GDSC's checking every angle right now.
He's got it, right?
I suppose. Time starts to become somewhat of an issue, though. Don't want to put yourself under too much pressure.
Ooh, so he's not going to go for the connector push. Rather, he's going to go all the way around spawn. And like you said, Scriv, the timer is ticking and ticking away for GDSZ. A lot of work to be done. 19 seconds. He does recover the C4. We'll have to eventually walk in towards middle and pick the site of Ray. Spots out Loy on towards A, so he runs and books it towards B. Should have enough time to get the plant down. But Loy, does he have it? Does he have the wall wings ready? And the answer is not yet. The pistol, the secondary game. GDSE comes out on top, and Na'Vi inching in closer to a tie. That's going to be a 6-5. Stallion still has one round on top.
True. They will be kicking themselves if they can't convert that one, though. An early bomb drop and maybe just allowing a little bit too much respect. Perhaps you, as Loy, perhaps you have to walk around and just clear a little angle here or there. Get some sort of control rather than he was hoping and praying the bomb would come towards him, but it just didn't.
Not at all. Here's the replay. Asian with the quick shot. Akashi as well. Let's drop. So yeah, this is the moment you're talking about. Akashu went down, the C4 was down, and Loy had all the room to hide, and eventually just gave it up. So maybe granted too much room for Navi to clutch it up. Eventually down to a 1v1 and a plant. And going into the pistol duel, GDSC coming out on top. But now we are in round number 12. Navi looking to tie it back up, guiding themselves in towards A. Possible split coming in as 3 players are poking, prodding down towards middle with the pop flash as well. JJ has to reposition himself from that.
A little slower here in the mid-round. Winding that clock down. Loy, though, is in a very good spot. KLB in behind him, so they work in tandem to just keep things held before getting into that B site. NO, meanwhile, on a flank from the bridge, so looking pretty solid. Just got to hold it together here and not let it get away from you. They do have to be really wary of how they play these next few moments. JJ trying to draw in the bomb, and he does just that. Down to the only player, Juan here, looking, failing, and they will hold it off. So just retaining their lead, you can see as well. They get very vocal there. Stallions, an important win.
Absolutely an important round. If they lost it, then I don't know, mate. Could have been the moment where the wind is taken out from the sails. But that wasn't the case here for round number 12 as we move into round number 13. 7-5, Stallions still maintaining the lead, but not by far. As coming into this one, Navi going for the slower approach as opposed to the last round where they were just digging their nose into middle early on in the rounds. This time, they're going to use the utils, and GDSC with what an angle. KLP gets clapped from Narnia.
Yeah, I suppose. It is one way of putting it.
Bullets from nowhere.
Yes, indeed. All the way back in the wardrobe.
All the way back in the wardrobe. But now, Navi bringing the C4 in closer towards middle. As they're splitting A. Only held down by JJ. Had some huge moments here and there, but not this time around. KLB and No finds one frag each, but Juan is there to find the refrag. Bomb site compromised as the C4 seems to be planted, and No and KLB barely breathing here, Scriv.
Yeah, not looking too good for them as that C4 goes down. Ultimately feel like there's not really much of an argument to try and go for this. Maybe if a kill presents itself. I don't think that is going to be the case. Yeah, and even with NO going down to a stray HE, it will be the end of this particular round. So Navi keeping things close. Lots of pressure on Stallions in these upcoming rounds. You know, they have to keep Navi at bay in this series.
First nade kill for me on the cast.
Nice.
Counting those. But yeah, KLB just going to buy time for his team to talk about the tactics. That's what players usually do. Save on the tac pause. But yeah, like I said, Navi keeping Stallions at bay, just one round away. 8-7, I believe, is the scoreboard.
I'm trying to remember. So you've got me. I was going to say, I think you're one round
Something
ahead.
Something like that.
You've got the script, mate, don't you? Somewhere hidden away.
But nonetheless, I feel like the issue, or should I even say it's an issue, Stallions on their hold. They are the fakes being sold by Navi is working out every single time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they might need to start not believing every information given.
Well, this is it. And now if you're going to let them into your heads, right, how do you play around that? We've got an advanced push coming around. LP actually looking to press in here. Got to be very, very careful. Flash comes around. He's left halfway blind. That one will totally blind him up, though, and he just cannot help here. So hidden away on the corner. They're waiting for him to come in. He might just catch them off, and he does on the pistol. You can't be serious. He runs out of ammunition here. Reload has to come in, but KLP is running absolute rampant in the back lines, behind enemy lines. Feeds it down to a 2-on-2.
How did Navi miss KLP swinging out? I mean, they should have heard the shots being thrown out behind the boxes. They
just so much carnage, I think. There was a bit of movement in from mid as well.
Right.
So I think that they're just getting caught on all sides. That one, less forgivable. as Loy just creeps in, catching them completely unawares.
8-6 as another attack pause being called. Na'Vi now with having Stallion running away from them. Gonna need to work a lot to get some rounds back. I'm pretty sure they weren't aware that Stallions would come out this aggressive.
Yeah, but again, as you talked about, there was a sort of mini timeout take, mini tactical talk taken, something that they could have worked with. We now have, you know, an official tac pause coming in. It just seems every single time Na'Vi getting pipped to the post, you know, they're right there, and then they can't even it up, and they just slip through the fingers, slip through the cracks. So Stallion's doing a really good job of staying in the lead here.
And like the young guns of Team Stallion, it still doesn't fully convince me that they have their macro ready. It still does feel like some of the rounds had to rely on the individual skill levels.
Sure, yeah. It seems like that's maybe regional as well.
Yeah, but if it gets you the rounds, it gets you the rounds. And what's even better is individual skills are harder to train than macro. You just have to grind the team practice games in there to get your macro ready. And for these guys over there, Team Stallion, they have all the time in the world to practice scrim, get the macro alert ready. Then that's when you see a scary team up on the board with high individual skill levels, with high levels of macro. But now we're back in the game, 8-6. Stallion just one round away from the map point, as Na'Vi already dropping GDSZ.
Big
Down
kill.
to a 4v5. Akashi almost getting caught out as well to make things worse, but Juan does find the equalizer on towards No, who was having a huge day today.
Yeah, gets a little excitable for that one though, doesn't he? I think he was really, really looking for that kill, and the over-aggression will cost the advantage. It's not necessarily something you have to take. Really big find from Juan. Leaving this A bomb site super vulnerable right now. JJ hidden in at the back, but you can see the rotations now start to panic, feel like they have to do something. Loy gets caught on his aggression. And this is a mess now. A keen start for the Stallions has fallen by the wayside once again.
Once again, indeed. And now all down to the hands of KLB. Had some huge moments springing out towards Long, having a triple kill. But can he do it once again? But this time, not a rifle, has a TRG. Harder to go for the spray downs. The C4 rotates in towards the bomb site to be planted. KLB does spot one. That's JV. One less player to take down. Has 3 more to go through. One. Ooh, I don't think he has realized. But KLB does whiff the shot, and now his position has been given away.
Looking to just take some away with him if he can, but ultimately the round not looking likely at all. So a really key find here from Na'Vi. As we sort of talked about, you know, Stallions have held on to their lead, but Na'Vi have also not allowed them to really expand it. Just 1, maybe 2 rounds at a time. So that means that they are always in with a chance of closing the gap and taking things away from Stallions. This does feel like a game that could go all the way, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this is the map that could go either way. Na'Vi still on the chase. Stallion definitely wants to run away, but Na'Vi keeping them at arm's length still. And some quick replays. Juan hitting some naughty shots from the players jumping across the window. KLB did find that frag, but couldn't find 3 more. And Na'Vi continues on to pick up some more rounds. Round number 16. This time around, no real aggressive angles being posed out by Stallion. They have learned their lessons. They were punished from early aggressions, so this time around, they're going to be playing with a bit more composure. But will it help them out is the real question here, Scrooge.
JDSC getting away with a lot.
Yeah, he's buying valuable information.
Yeah, 100%. I suppose weakening things up on the A site on purpose, but they're going to have to do something with the resources that have been placed elsewhere. And at the moment, it doesn't really look like they're doing an awful lot with it, for my money. However, the attack is potentially coming their way. Blacklist players just on the other side of this mid connector. Dangerous, very dangerous indeed. JJ has to be careful. He's so blind. He does not know what day of the week it is. Down he will go. A big trade is there, to be fair. So not over just yet, but a lot of control taken.
What a flank by Aloy. Picks up a huge triple kill with the flank he gave out. All down to the hands of Juan. Was able to drop Loy, but with Mom and the Dream, it's going to be a tough one to ask. And Stallions, they have a pretty good defense setup, and now look at the flank coming out down towards middle. No. Gets pistoled out from the lobby, and somehow Juan is still alive. KLB whips the first shot, and KLP now on the chase with the pistol as well. Gets the kill. The Stallions going to secure their 9th round. That round itself was wonky as well, wasn't it, Scriv?
Well, yeah, of course. There's been a couple of those, to be honest. It's maybe not the cleanest crossfire in the world. But all the same, exciting and continues delivering. And again, NAVI, they get close, but it's always within grasp. It's always, you know, very final hurdle. And you see the round looked decent, good control. Just as they turned tail, they weren't in position for the flank, but they also were not expecting him at all. Really well found by Loy there to thread those few kills.
Crucial round picked up by Stallions. As NAVI now thinking about a possible A hit. The C4 still lingers outside of middle. Gets picked up by Adrian. Off to a very slow start, we should say. I mean, we all know he's one of the top players in the region, and he himself well known for clutching up many a times. Just not being able to provide coming into this map of Eagle Eye 2.0. It's about a minute burnt down onto the clock. There's a minute 30 left on it. And the aggression is on. JV will knock out JJ. Leaves KLP all alone with the TRG. Gets almost the kill. Not quite there yet.
Oh, KLP looking good. Does manage to find one. He's lost his brethren in KLB, of course, but they're still holding strong. Few missed shots, but he's in a good spot. He looks to get aggressive. Oh, this could be big. I don't think they're expecting him at all on the pistol as well. Able to find them at range. Keeps it coming on said pistol. Will miss out on the sniper shot, but KLP is still alive somehow. They close him down eventually. NAVI keeping the dream alive here.
NAVI looking to send us over into overtime. I mean, we are yet to see an overtime.
I believe you're correct. Yeah.
Whole tournament so far, isn't it?
Oh well, I'm gonna wash my hands of the A stream, but yes, I think you are correct.
Yet to see a golden round as well, but nonetheless, NAVI still keeping the dream alive, like you said. GDSC taking a bunch in the process. We'll have to retreat a little bit, take a more passive angle. And Stallions, the pressure is now really on them. The weight on the shoulders to close the map out. Will they be able to do it, is the real question.
KLP watching, waiting for something to just step into his crosshair, but it never comes. So he's able to take some info, drop back, get a smoke down as well. It's going to keep them at bay for quite some time.
And like you've said, when the pressure really kicks in, players will go for the rifle if they use the main rifle. So only a single sniper on KLP for Stallions. And the aggression from NAVI inching in closer towards B, towards office. Can Loy hold it down? Had some huge moments a couple of rounds ago, but has to repeat. Otherwise, this could be NAVI's round. KLB goes down, and Loy, well aware that he has to hold it down by himself, gets knocked out by Akashi. And all of a sudden, NAVI looking at an overtime right in front of their faces. 5-on-3, although some of the players are down half HP. They're looking to send the aggression down with the pop flashes and smokes being lined up.
Yeah, this is the pressure, isn't it, though? They've got to be able to keep it together going into this site. Spray down doesn't quite land. JJ going to run out of ammo, unfortunately. He splits the difference on 2 or 3 players. Just can't capitalize to find those kills. No rush on the plan. Let's get this overtime locked in. They know where NO is coming from. They do not want to take any chances. C4 will go down. They're trained and ready for him. Just waiting for him to come through this door. And indeed, as soon as he steps through, down he will go. Our first overtime here, Bench.
Sending us right into overtime. Exactly what we wanted. Want to see more of Eagle Eye, like I mentioned.
Sure.
It was... This map was, I think, hated by every single org back a couple of years back. So I do really love to see that this getting played out more often. But yeah, talking about the vibes that I was mentioning, I feel like now that we are into overtime, I think NAVI really has an upper edge. And as I say that, GDSC gets knocked out.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is it. It's been so hard for them, very back and forth, not quite able. And you feel as soon as Stallions are on that map point, that's when NAVI would fail again, as they've been unable to, retake the lead and whatnot. But done a very good job to bring it to the OT and keep the composure. For the first time in a long time, I believe, string 2 rounds together in order to get it here. So,
and even if NAVI does drop Eagle Eye by taking this map into overtime and dragging and drawing the energy out from Team Stallions, the next 2 maps could write a different story. As, like I said, the wind could easily be taken out of sails of the young players. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. So far, down to 4v4. Akashi down very low. It's about a minute 20 seconds left onto the clock to C4. By himself. No, what a nice frag. JV goes down. Akashi, 3 HP in a dream. In office, gets taken out by No. One, can't whiff those.
yeah, that's a big kill to be finding. Started off well for NAVI in this round, but Stallions have pulled it back. I think should be able to convert things here. Adrian slowly moving in. We'll look to try and find some keen shots. It's a good start. It's a very good start indeed, but he's robbed in the end. And there you are, Stallions able to answer back. So all of a sudden, the case reopens for the Stallion side.
NAVI now has to respond to the round being lost there. 10-9. And if I'm not wrong, the aggression comes in hot. No, with a quick frag, make that a double with the rifle as well. And the early push out towards middle is going to cost NAVI some huge deficits. Down 3 members, it's going to be 4-2.
Frustration setting in ever so slightly, I think, as the rounds are getting messier and messier here into the OT. Oh, nice pickup, though. ESC with that bomb so far back. All these kills are going to be valuable. Juan getting his as well. Suddenly a 2-on-2 out of nowhere. The bomb is no closer to a site. They really do not have anything locked in. Loy, though, creeps up and will manage to take a key frag. And now, all of a sudden, things look a little better. Juan is here. They've spotted him out. They'll go peeking into him, and down he will go. Big finds from Stallions.
11-9 is going to be the scoreline with 1 round left onto this first half of the overtime. NAVI direly needs to pick this round up if they want any sort of chance in getting the map point back into their pockets. But so far, doesn't look like it's Scrib. That early push out towards the middle completely punished by JJ. GDSC having some nice frags here and there. Wasn't quite there, Loy, with a nice flank once again. He's been the flanker of the squad.
Sure. Yeah, absolute machine at times.
But now, Team Stallions, where do they want to force the issue? Yet to see a strong B take. So,
It's true.
looks like they're willing to do so this time. Held down by GDSZ and Adrian. JJ leading the charge. As looks like they're just going to back out from this one. Big rotation.
Yeah, kind of completely bailing away. It's still not really convinced them of anything, but some smokes over here that will fake things out slightly. Draws 1 rotation away from the A side of things, and maybe, puts these A players on edge. Might get caught in rotation if they make the wrong guess, but they have still stuck around here. Nice find from Juan. up above, looking good as they will hold the line. Trades are in, but ultimately the numbers from Juan in particular looking really quite solid. He's broken 20 kills, and he looks set to keep NAVI in the runnings.
3 quick frags looking for the 4th. It's going to be JV contesting KLP. The C4 is down in favor for NAVI. KLP has 40 seconds to work with, but not a lot of angles he can cover. As NAVI now looking to close the round out, inching closer. They're getting ready to go aggressive, and here we go. JV swings out, gets the job done, and NAVI at least picks up 1 round and a half.
Yes, indeed. Rather than having to pick up the run back, always good. Just to convince yourselves. So getting a little bit serious now, as we may be on the cards for a golden round if this continues.
Possibility still there. Would love to take the honor of the first golden round of EWC.
Sure.
Nonetheless, sides have been switched. Stallions now on the global side. Their performance not the best in the main rounds, but let's see if the time they've spent on Eagle Eye switched up their gears. NAVI looking to split towards A since 2 players creeping out towards long, and like you've mentioned, GDSC gets away with a lot of cheeky peeks and just sliding in towards the angles that are not being covered properly by Team Stallion. Or should we say, is Team Stallion just leaving that angle open and just closing the box on other angles?
Time will tell. But yes, it does feel, and now it's Juan actually able to get away with a bit. What was that? Oh my goodness, a keen find.
Not punished as well.
Yeah, I know, just completely blindsiding on the jump peak. Absolutely mental stuff. We'll see now if they're able to keep it together as Stallions. Reality starts setting in that these rounds are going to be tougher than first expected. You know, a great start out into the OT has been squandered, has fallen away slightly.
Only so slightly. Stallions down 2 members. Already, A bomb site has to be defended. And that leaves B somewhat open as well. And NAVI gonna play the clock, play the timer, burn it down. 40 seconds remaining, leaving Stallions guessing where the aggression is coming. Adrian does spot Loy trying to go cheeky in towards middle, and that's going to punish Stallions even more. GDSC with a quick fire on towards KLB as well. Down to his JJ, finds one, eventually he's taken out. And NAVI is going to be able to do some work, get the lift in, and pick up some rounds.
Yeah, getting very interesting now. I mean, again, we've seen so much back and forth in this game as it's been 1 round here, 1 round there. But once a team hits some consistency, we start to worry that it could be like a key breaking point. If NAVI play their cards right, they are in with a pretty good chance. Just about edging this one out, but Loy gonna open as he goes absolutely wild. Trade is there. KLB got to be careful now. I mean, they're just trading places. The backup is there. What is that find? There's just players all over the place. Kills are keen and sharp. NAVI come out on top.
Stallions are swinging in off timing. They're not swinging together, and that's why NAVI is going to be able to find frag after frag. JJ, sure, he does swing out, gets the drop onto Adrian, but at the loss of 3 players of his own teammates. So whatever that skirmish happened outside of B, that was not the cleanest showing.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Still not over just yet, though, because we're not really that close to a bomb site at the moment.
Not yet.
There's still potential for an individual to just put a stop to any of the attacks. JJ looking to do it on B. I'd maybe be a fan of these 2 global risk players grouping up. And that is indeed what they're going to do, so...
And as you can see, the frustration really builds in the side of Stallion as NAVI is going to play with the clock, just burn the clock down all the way. A minute left onto it, looks like KLP and JJ is going to go swing out aggressive, and that's going to completely punish them. GDSC, quick drop onto KLP, and JJ left all alone in a 1v3. The C4, with a minute left onto the clock, is going to rotate out, possibly. And for JJ, he's going to start swinging, get spotted out. Has to fall back, but Akashi is on the chase. JJ gets the drop, but he is now put to 7 HP, and a 1v1 somehow finds the tip of the head there. Juan nades it, misses the nade, and down to a 1v1, swings out with the pistol. JJ almost had it. Eventually, NAVI picks up the round. It's going to be 12-11. Do we have the golden round still in the talk script?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, after a round like that, I think it's going to be tough. There's been a couple here, in fact, for NAVI on their tear, honestly. You know, it was 11-9. It felt like a very good spot for Stallions, but they were able to bring it back on the NAVI side of things. So some really, really heads-up rounds coming in from them that I think have just turned the tide. So I can see them taking this over the line with a heartbreaking loss for Stallions, who have led all the way up until this very point when it matters most.
When it matters the most, indeed. A lot of weight, a lot of pressure built on the shoulders of Stallion. And NAVI, yet again, with composure, is going to play the rounds very slow, building the frustration of the young guns. Almost playing into the minds, I would say. Yeah, and it's been working out.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always going to be a catch. Ooh, nice little move here, though, to get the flashes out, to try and get Adrian in behind. He's going to have to do something, but unfortunately, just does not work here. They tried something slightly unorthodox, send that solo player in. Hopefully the flashes are effective enough. And yes, he got into the site, but he just didn't know where to look. He didn't know where they were holding.
Golden round cooking up here. Juan versus the world gets another kill. Looking for the third, has to fall back, but juggling with fire here with 20 HP and a dream. Now gets pushed by NO, gets the drop down to a 1v2. It was a 4v1, quick reminder. And in a blink of an eye, a lot of room has been opened up for Juan to work some wonders. Still has a minute to work with. The C4 not yet recovered, though. And now this pressure is low in KLB, as you can see. They're not split up on the bomb sites. They're playing together. They want to get the refrags, sure. But it does open up a lot of gate for Juan to get the bomb planted.
Ooh, spotted on the backside. Somehow it doesn't go down, though.
1 HP.
Yeah, he's very lucky to be alive. Got that bomb back. Always have to be careful. Only 20 seconds, so starts to lean in favor of the Stallions. They do not want to mess this up. You can feel it. Oh, no. Looking to break 30 here. My goodness, this is really, really down to the wire, but Loy was trained in and ready. He knew he had it in the bag to take us to the golden round.
If I'm not wrong, this is going to be the first golden round of CROSSFIRE at EWC. Glad to see it. But honestly speaking, I think Navi is still the favored side, as they are going to be playing on the blacklist. And Team Stallions, they just seem to have lost track of what they should be doing to hold on to the bomb site. So had to rely on a lot of individual performances rather than macro, like I've mentioned. So we'll have to wait and see. Yet again, a slow progress to the round. Playing very default. It's going to be Team Stallion, and so is NAVI. Just expecting any sort of early aggressions to spice things up. Not brought their way this time.
KLP just spotting angles here. Again, who is going to be that first player to face in? He's constantly on a swivel, constantly ducking and diving. Juan will take some damage here, but able to fight another day. What is the game plan for this NAVI side? They slowly start edging towards B, but that tends to be scarier and harder to get into, especially for this team. They've not favored it as much. And it does seem as well, Stallions expecting them over on the B side.
Yeah, NAVI was able to find more success down towards A rather than B, but it looks like they might just want to do it on the very final round of Eagle Eye 2.0 with the pop flash. Adrian is going to be inching in closer towards the B connector, followed up by JV. And for Stallions, they have to react to this now, or it might be too late. KLB on the bomb site does spot Adrian swinging in. The angles are too cheeky. KLB puts out a bunch of damage, but wasn't able to connect to a kill yet. Adrian somehow still alive as GDSC and JV finding a frag H down to the hands of KLP and NO. The C4 is now planted. Not a lot of breathing room left here for the side of Stallion.
Yeah, so much damage done, man. It's such a shame that these kills have not yet been converted. We'll see if that remains the case. NO doing his best try here. Unfortunately, it's just feeling like it's not going to be enough. The HP bar gets the better of him, but goodness me, Navi, tooth and nail. Stallions were leading like the whole way through and able to just keep them one round, maybe two at times, away from evening things up. But when it mattered most, they were able to just find the seventh gear, even really well played from them. And even into the OT, it didn't start well, but they come back into it. And this is the difficulty. You see the forlorn faces over on that Stallion side of things. They are very, 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 very disappointed in that, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, if you do remember the first 6-7 rounds being played out, how it progressed, we thought, sure, Team Stallions are going to close this one out in a swift manner, and Navi basically says no to that, just rub that in the face, and somehow makes a comeback, makes all the clutches up, and take it to the golden round, and at the end of the day, win it out. And this is going to be an issue for Stallions, as looks like on the back of the stage there, a lot of frustration can be seen and observed.
Yeah, a lot of emotions, and again, this is one of the things with that sort of younger team. You need a player that has maybe made some deep runs in a tournament like this to just take the time, just keep you cool within the rounds. It's great to have the coach, but they sort of come in and it's a bit more serious, and it's a bit more, oh, we have to tighten up, and here's an idea we can throw in, and then it doesn't work, and then you're like, oh, well, I guess nothing's working, right? So it becomes very, very difficult for them, I think, to keep their heads together now, and that felt like their map multiple times throughout, but you can just see Navi starting slow, slowly building up, snowballing into the OT and the golden round in the end.
And honestly speaking, I feel like the series is going to be 2-1 Navi, just because Ankara, sure, Stallions has a really good chance of winning it out, but Port, I feel like, let's say Ankara is Asian region's most favorite map. Port is the most favorite map in Navi's region, so I just don't think Stallions have built enough experience to be on the global stage to win Port against another region that plays Port 95% of the time.
Yeah, sure, it's going to be a tough run now. I just honestly, again, you have to look at the sort of intangibles that we like talking about. Can they keep the mental side together? They don't have a lot of time in between maps here, right? We're just sort of rolling through, so they have to stomach it, take it on the chin, and that is really no mean feat.
That was crazy, guys. That back and forth bout between these two teams, Navi just barely getting across the line. As you mentioned, Scriv, where it's like they're just behind the entire time. And if there's a guy who's going to be able to guide them through that, it is GDSZ. And, you know, it wasn't like either of the veterans were putting up big numbers. It was actually Juan who had like ridiculous numbers, almost a 2 KD with like 16 deaths still. Yeah, it was almost like 32 and 16. So pretty incredible stuff from him. You know, some young players as well on their side as well. But yeah, it must really sting for the young squad from the Philippines side. Yeah,
I mean, that's the one thing about this level of the game. It's like, how do you come back from that? Like, what do you say? What is the secret sauce? And I think that's something that, you know, we'll sort of never know, unfortunately. But we're about to find out moving forward in this series if they can indeed bring it back.
But for Navi, definitely a palm sweating moment. They almost dropped the map, but some way, somehow, the veterans start kicking in the gas and was able to make a comeback, take it to overtime, take it to golden round even, and just win the map for themselves. Like you mentioned, Valdez, Juan having a huge day. I think he has, I'm not entirely sure if he's stuck at 29 kills or has broken the 30 bomb, but I think if he did break it, then he is the first player in the tournament to break the 30 kill record at EWC.
I mean, it was pretty intense what he was able to do. And speaking about things to do, you guys could get a giveaway right now. We're going to throw that up on the screen. Make sure you copy down this code. I'm not going to say the entire code, so make sure you're paying attention and you can get that cool gun, that cool skin there. And yeah, just a cool giveaway from EWC. And hope you guys are paying attention. You can get this one.
Yeah, it should hopefully be up there long enough, you know, but it's certainly,
it's gone
certainly
now.
a difficult code.
I wish I had my laptop
to get down. Yeah. where's ours? But no, ultimately, I think a really keen game and, you know, just exactly what we were expecting from this matchup.
Yeah, so what are we thinking about map 2 here?
I mean,
we're going to Ankara, correct?
So Eagle Eye, Ankara, and then the decider is going to be Port. Ankara, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a surefire for Stallions to take the map into their pockets, but the amount of fight that Navi has put out on Eagle Eye makes me think otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I think it's gotten to a point where it's a little hard to say, and you know, we have to be careful. That being said, if memory serves, I think it's the Navi pick as well coming in, so they're going to have a bit of an idea for this one, you would assume. But again, we've seen it a couple times today where teams just maybe find the difficult game, quote unquote, and then struggle to close things out on that second map.
Yeah, for me, I just feel like it's going to be difficult for the mental game for these young players on the side of Team Stallions. I mentioned before, you know, on the side of Navi, they have some newer players as well, but they have that rock. You know, you guys were saying that during the cast where it's like, you want to have this guy who's had this deep run who can actually push you through. And for the side of Team Stallions, it's Tanks, their coach, right? And he's doing a great job of talking with them, but he's also feeling the frustration, understandably, because there were so many times where they had the lead, they had the rounds, they had it in their grasp. The win was right there, but they were just falling just barely short. And I saw him kind of trying to pull his hair out, or what he's got left of it.
And faded away.
Yeah, when they were like all running into Juan one by one, that was one of the most frustrating moments for sure. And then eventually, even though they won that round, they still lost the map. So pretty difficult for them, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they make a comeback here.
But like I've mentioned, as time passes, sure, having a veteran as your coach will help, but it's not as effective as having the veteran play in your squad, like Evolution Power with Minnow. For the side of Navi, we do have Adrian, we do have GDSC, so looks like the young guys will have to start really performing out if they want to have any chances. We're about to go right back into the game. It's going to be Ankara, as Team Stallions is going to be starting things off on the blacklist side, as Navi will have to hold on to the defense on the global risk.
Yeah, we're going to see here. I mean, again, so many things to talk about. We'll bring them up as the map goes on, and I think it is going to present itself. Are we going to see a slightly more nervous Stallions? You know, will they be checked? And it feels like sometimes it can just go against their DNA, as it were. These teams, particularly from the Philippines, like to play fast, like to play a very individualistic kind of game. Navi have matched them at that. Navi have shut them down only slightly. So it's like, do you pull away from that? Do you try and adapt on the fly in the series? Or do you just stick with the game plan?
But then again, if you talk about tempo, Brazil is never left out. So whenever Team Stallions kicks in their gears, pumps in the gas, Navi can exactly do the same. So have to really just wait and see how the whole rounds unfold. But this time, Stallions is going to be sending themselves down towards middle, lining up the flashes, lining up the smoke. Has to be responded by JV. Utils are now out. JV accurate enough to spray down one player, looking for the second, swings out, JJ at risk, but JJ finds the better of him. But Akashi gets the drop, and now with the pistol out, looks to get KLP.
Man, it's getting crazy. What is that shot? I mean, he was low, but it still looks nice. 3-on-2 just about for the side of Stallions. However, that bomb has been dropped at the feet of these remaining defensive players. Oh, got to be careful with how they play this here. KLP looking to take a fight, misses out on the opportunity. Not loads of time, but they are just feeling under pressure, maybe not realizing that they have the C4 so readily available. And indeed, it will be retrieved. It will be a plant towards B now.
As long as GDSC is able to find the frag onto KLP, like I said, opens up the gate. Has plenty of time to work with as well. Has a nade. I mean, the C4 was down in no man's land, but eventually was recovered and is planted. Going on to the retake with the TRG. Almost landing on towards no. The time has ticked down to about half. As GDSC now progresses in towards the bomb site. Has to take down 2 players. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough one to ask. Not a lot of time left in the clock here. GDSC swings, and Loy is quick to punish it. in the first round will go towards the side of Stallions.
Yeah, it was looking good for a moment, but unfortunately, just not quite able to capitalize on the drop bomb. So we'll see moving forwards here. Stallions are exactly what they ordered. Look, they come in the first round. They've got an execute. They get control of the area. Let's work with that. So they do a very flat kind of round, but it's just not going to stress you out. Just get you started from a good place.
Stallions looking to continue on with the lead. Their mid-take worked out quite nicely previous round. Trying to replicate what happened last round into this one as well. They're going to be splitting out towards B through underpass. Not being watched deeply yet. Juan is going to be looking down towards underpass on the bomb site, so Stallions have a bit more room to work with. Eventually rotates out. They might be forcing the issue out towards A. Has yet to happen. This round might be it. GDSE and Adrian, the two veterans we've been talking about and shining up all the time, will they be able to hold this one down? That's going to be the question being asked here. Stallions going to force the issue down towards vents.
Yeah, looking good for Adrian to open things up, but he is left in a difficult spot. It's JDSC who looks good. Really solidly held. Will give the advantage across. C4 going to get planted. Can they hold on to this site now? I mean, again, this site, it's so very deadly. Just one unchecked angle results in the multi-kill moment. Unfortunately, the vent move does not work out. KLP moving into him, but they will get the trades out. NAVI on the board quickly.
I thought KLP almost had it, but looks like he overstepped a little too much for JV to spray him down. Tied at 1-1. Solid take was delivered by Team Stallions, but NAVI was able to just retake the bomb site back as we move into round number 3. By far, looks like NAVI is gonna try to aggress out towards A, but B is now left unwatched as No and JJ is gonna take down Akashi and Adrian. And they're going to force it quite fast. JV swings out from the backside, does get the drop onto KLB, but is that enough to hold on to the aggression?
Loy meeting round this corner. Big fight here. Juan missing the opportunity and does get run down by that flying pistol. Really big kill coming in. Ooh, GDSC on the backside.
That's the C4 as well?
Yeah, that is the C4. Really big oversight, it feels like, from Stallions. Able to smoke it off. Still a lot of time, but it's going to allow his friend to get over here. Both of them incredibly low. If they play this correctly, Stallions should still be able to clean up house.
I mean, the rounds seem to be pretty swift for Stallions, but all of a sudden it does feel a little bit shaky as GDSC did get the drop onto the C4. 3 HP, but has the Loy gets the wall bang through. Down to the hands of JV. Swinging through connector, going for the flank, is not being watched properly. Loy was waiting, swings out, secures the round. Stallion puts another up on the board. It's going to be 2-1.
Yeah, a keen find from them. Again, a couple moments in places where it looks nervy, but at the end of the day, held solidly. So we'll see here moving forwards what NAVI are able to find to keep things competitive, and it looks like it might just be another hot on the heels kind of matchup, to be honest with you. Very back and forth, even in these early rounds.
And just like last map, this could be anyone's map coming into Ankara as well, so we'll have to only wait and see. Stallions looking to creep in towards vents. GDSC and Adrian had some good hold last time. Can they deliver it once again? GDSC spotted out, so was Adrian. And bomb site is now taken. JV swings out a little too wide as well. And all of a sudden, down to a 2v5 retake. And to make things worse, smokes and nades flying in the faces of the remainder 2 players of NAVI. And the flanks are also being launched by KLP.
Yeah. Not too much to be expected here. It seems like Stallions are starting to steamroll a little. This is a really, really important round in terms of that narrative. Akashi, I mean, might as well just hold and, you know, try and take some kills away, but at the end of the day, it's not going to happen for him. The bomb about to go off. He might even go down as they look to get after him. A couple do fall to that bomb, but we'll see moving forwards if Stallions can keep this kind of form going. Looking to this guy again to perform massively for the Brazilian squad, but 2 times in asking, it's pretty unlikely.
Let's see if Navi is going to be able to pick up some pace. Otherwise, Stallions are going to find the vulnerabilities that Navi just couldn't hold it down. As KLP, what yet another great opening down towards Akashi, out towards Office and B. JV with a huge swing. It's traded out, but he does get the information the C4 is out towards middle. Once again recovered by KLB.
Yeah, just going super chaotic here, it feels like, you know, compared to some of the games that we had earlier on Ankara, it just is moving very quickly, very aggressively. And maybe Navi especially just need to tone it down slightly, try not to give these early kills away as much as they are.
Not at all. For Stallions, they're thinking about just aggressing down towards B. And looks like the choice has been made. The C4 rotates in with Loy going on towards connector. Juan has a good angle to hold it down. As KLP is going to line up the smoke to block the angle. Hot flash being thrown out. That's the cue. That's the go sign for Stallions to make the move onto the bomb site. Juan in Office will have to find the opening. He misses the first one. Can he get the second shot in? No, he does not. The C4 gets into the bomb site, and to make things worse, the potatoes flying his way takes him down. All down to the hands of Adrian GDSC, who was holding down A.
Yep. Again, not looking good. Bomb time is starting to fly down now, so are they going to be able to crack in here? There's a bit of nerves. I think a timeout would do them a lot of good here on the Na'Vi side of things. Trade is instantaneous. GDSC, not happening for him, of course, will go down. And it's starting to get out of hand. This is still very early doors, but it feels like Na'Vi don't have a chance in any of these rounds.
About the right time to pull attack pause, I believe. Not going to come in just yet. This time, Na'Vi shifting up the gears, going out aggressive towards B, as you can see on the minimap. Looks like Loy might just get caught off guard. Is waiting on the other side of smoke, and the rest of his squad is going to be sending it down towards middle. So all of a sudden, a weird set of aggression coming in as JV and Akashi is going to find one of each. Down to a 4v3 with the C4 down in a weird spot possible. And all of a sudden, we're playing as if Na'Vi is on the blacklist side and Stallions are on the global risk. So let's see how this unfolds.
Yeah, they're really just trying to work their way in. And again, some brute force from them. However, has been control of A secured. So weird sort of game state that we're looking at the moment. Juan gets caught as well, not expecting them at all. So all of a sudden, 3 versus 3, advanced position from JJ. I feel like Na'Vi have blundered massively here in this round, not splitting the defense, leaving a lot of pressure on Juan. JJ hidden away in the corner. Good for 1, good for 2, and that should lock it in. In all honesty, Adrian going to have his work cut out. He could certainly eliminate a couple with the low HP bars, but he just doesn't quite know where to look. 2 nades will come in. That confirms both in on this A bomb site. Not a lot of time for him, though. Really can't afford to be checking every single angle and just goes completely unchecked in those open spots. So this is getting problematic. That was a very good-looking round for Na'Vi, and they've let it slip massively.
Yeah, it was a massive blunder, like I mentioned. I thought Juan could be the anchor out towards the bomb site, holding it down for his team to rotate back in. But if he goes down, then the bomb site is completely left unwatched. So, and even JJ having some huge moments, spraying down 2 players before going down. So, eventually, Stallions are going to lead out even further, 5-1, starting to assert a certain amount of dominance, I would say, in their favorite map of Ankara. Nonetheless, NAVI needs to start responding, otherwise they're going to have to go into port. After a successful A-take last round, the Stallions are thinking about just brute forcing it down towards A. Worked out last time.
It did. Maybe moving faster than I would like. We've got Akashi as well. Not in a bad spot in terms of the B information. So I think they're going to be ready for this A hit to come in. Nice little re-smoke there. That splits them up. The main attack is going. Oh, this could get very messy. Very quickly indeed. The bloodbath ensues here on the A bomb site. Adrian still alive at the backside. Get some nade damage down, able to dip back and just allow them that site. Go in for the retake a little later on, they say. As these smokes look set to dissipate in just a moment. KLP firing across, nothing that he can find. C4 retrieved and plant should come in momentarily, but actually, no, maybe? Yeah, okay, just clearing out all the angles. I thought they were going to go wild and try and get B, but not happening. Meanwhile, NAVI giving a lot of respect to Crosshair, you have to say.
Yeah, KLP tried to swing out towards spawn area to buy the dire room needed for KL to just cross into the bomb site to get the plant through. Eventually happened. Adrian, though, whilst holding the bomb site down, had huge 3K spray down. KLB trying to hold the bomb site down. Not gonna happen as Akashi and Juan will find the piece each. The retake is on, and Scriv, I think this might just hint to us the same repeat of whatever happened on the last map. I think the same occasion happened. Navi dropped 5 rounds. They picked up 1, and somehow picks up the second, and the comeback happens.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Time going to tell on it, of course, if we get a bit of a rinse and repeat, but that's where it starts to come back in for the side of Stallions. They have to be very, very careful now to not let Navi refine themselves, as it were.
Let's see if that round was enough to get rejuvenated for the side of Navi. Going out aggressive is good. GDSC hit the TRG of his own, gets the first frag. Looks for the second. Well, reposition himself, retreat back in towards connector. No, with the C4. Rotates out. JV, what a swing. Takes down KLB. Adrian went out a little too aggressive, didn't he?
Yeah, just a slight overface. Have to be careful to nip that. Make sure that it does not cause them any problems moving forwards here. Slow play, as you would expect from the Stallions. They look to try and knock on the door of this A site. Maybe there is something available for them over here. And at the moment, technically speaking, just one player who also looks set to bail. I'm not quite sure where this is coming from, but they seem to have an idea of what's going down. And, well, the read might just work in their favor.
Navi, reading the tactics like a book, is going to have a strong defense line set up out towards middle. KLP tries to swing, doesn't spot anyone out just yet. And Team Stallions, they will have to fall out from middle. The C4 rotates in towards B connector, leaving KLP as the anchor. Swings in, not gonna happen. JV swings out, takes the drop. All down to the ends of no, having some huge days here and there, but is he good enough to take down 3 players? Does a bunch of damage towards JV. Didn't quite connect to a kill.
NO. Moving round, might just be able to get the drop here if they're not careful. Ah, but he reveals himself, and JV now can play around that information. Akashi had him too. Looks good in the end. Navi closing the gap, still not scary quite yet for the side of Team Stallions, but it's getting there.
Slowly but surely, it's getting there. And the comeback dream still lives on. For Navi, picking up 3. Stallions going for the quick aggression down towards middle. JV at risk, swings out, but Juan is there to help. Finds a quick double, and all of a sudden, a lot of wind has been taken out from the sails. Lowy was there to get the trade kill, but at the cost of 2 more members. Akashi, though, not quite there to hit the shot. Adrian left all alone in a 1v3. Spotted out as well.
Key round that Na'Vi needed, I think, if they were to close this gap. Keep things as competitive as they possibly could. C4 goes down. Easy find in the end, as not going to happen for Adrian. So here we go, getting a bit serious now. The gap not quite closing. It's a slow start once again from Na'Vi. Maybe a side swap here will do them some good.
I mean, we do always say 3 rounds is all you need to make a comeback possible. And now that we are switching sides, like you've mentioned, Scriv, could bring some new air beside an Na'Vi.
Yeah, it always does, but it's never really a guarantee that you can lean on, is it, I suppose? Akashi going to find the first down through middle. KLB's got to be careful with his aggression as well. Another sniper kill coming round for the Na'Vi side of things. So that's that big start we were looking for. Wow.
Akashi patiently waiting with open arms. JJ goes down. And that leaves KLB to rotate out from A, leaving the bomb site completely open, but Na'Vi not showing interest into the bomb site just yet. Swings out towards middle. KLB gets spotted out. And all of a sudden, KLP in a 1v3. The C4 still patiently waiting before showing an interest towards any of the bomb site here. I think Navi's anticipating that Stallions is going to be going on a huge rotation, huge flank. And looks like the answer was yes. KLP not quite there to hit the shot. Is taken down. Read like a book, we say, Na'Vi. Is going to be able to find the round.
Yeah, kind of conceded the moment. For sure. But we'll see here. Na'Vi absolutely needed that one. They're going to be able to get it, and I think that they will be really, really happy with the position that they find themselves in now. Just keep this going strong. The Blacklist side, I think, gives them a bit more presence, the ability to find those, or at least try and find those opening kills.
I mean, that's what they needed in Eagle Eye too, weren't they? Keeping the rounds at arm's length against Stallion, and eventually was able to find a comeback. And this time around, in Ankara too, which is supposed to be Stallion's map, to be favored, still keeping the rounds at bay. Na'Vi just 2 rounds away, looking for the third as well. Adrian swinging out towards middle, followed by GDSZ. They want to find the frags. JJ has to hold it down. Is he looking to swing or not? KLP spots the players. Going back and forth, not quite dare to hit the shot or even take a chance at it. We'll have to rotate back out towards the bomb site. So does grant a bit more ground for Na'Vi, and that just might have been enough for Huant to take Lloyd down, who was sniffing out towards vents, instantly punished.
A lot of damage done as well. Some of these Stallions players really looking worse for wear. So this looks like a keen chance for Na'Vi. The clock's starting to run down a little. Either way, the expansive B bomb site is going to be their site of choice. KLP to get through, always going to be scary. Slow but sure moving in. KLP just round the corner as he goes to check in. He's going to have maybe a nasty surprise on the other side. He threads the needle though. The pistol good for another as well. So it gets a bit interesting now. No, the back end of the site potentially could slow them, could stop them even. That's what he's going for. Getting in the face. The flash is super effective. However, only 20 seconds to get the bomb down. Just got to try and keep it together. JJ creeps around the edge. He knows where JV is at. 10 seconds now. Not a lot of time at all. JJ second-guessing himself, though. Maybe he's gone away. Maybe he's gone back towards a different angle. Not going to be the case. Gets that C4 down. JJ with a quick flank around. And JV now looks to be the one that's not quite ready. Gives it a quick check. He will clear out the angle, and now there's only one place he could be, but JJ still manages to find the kill. And Stallions retain their strong lead.
I thought that round was justifiable by Na'Vi to just win it outright.
Felt that way, didn't it?
absolutely felt that way, but JJ just had better gun firing skills outside. I don't even know how he took him down. He himself took a bunch of damage, but eventually found the tip of the head of JV, securing the round. But even that round still came down to the wire, didn't it, Scriv?
Yes. It always feels like it does with these teams, to be honest with you. I think that there's a lot of chaos happening in this particular series. Certainly here for it, but NAVI, I think they will be getting more and more annoyed at how some of these rounds are just slipping away from them.
Absolutely. A good nade hit towards JJ. Loses about half HP there. NAVI still not a long shot away from tying it back up. And not the toughest question to be asked here as well. Looking to split down towards B, maybe. The C4 moving in closer towards office. In that case of scenario, we'll have Akashi springing out towards middle to provide the flank. Minute 30 left onto the clock in NAVI. Definitely showing some signs of interest down towards the B bomb site. Costly, like I said. But if they're able to just find the opening frag, then it definitely weakens up the defense, as B is one of the harder bomb sites to hold. Easily flankable.
Yeah. It does seem as well NAVI leaning more towards that B side, which Stallions did not like very much, so maybe speaks to trying to stay away from it. But here we are into the late round. KLP going to get an advanced position here. Good timing, and again in for the double. He's been so good with the quick switch. And now starting to confirm that it is going to be this B bomb site. I hear them behind me getting quite heated on the Stallion side in terms of the comms. NO drawing them in. The rotations are now here as well. It's looking pretty damn good. It's all on Akashi, and he's surely too far away to really get anything going. Keen headshot onto one, keen headshot onto another. You do have to show him the respect, but there's not loads of time. 20 seconds remain for him to come to them to get that bomb up, and down he will go. Oh, looking very good, and it would seem that, you know, you were correct. This region and this team in Stallions, of course, very proficient on Ankara, so a risky move here from NAVI to pick into it.
But then again, the Stallions, they're just not able to close the round in a rather clean manner. Everything really just comes down to the wire, or it comes down to a 1v2 clutch. So, yeah, I mean, a round is a round, but I would hope to see them just have a cleaner performance to close the rounds out if they want to advance further in EWC. 8-4 on the scoreline. No swings out, little too wide, punished by one, and now KLP goes down as well. So that fast aggression down towards B pays off dividend for NAVI. Akashi in underpass gets swung by Lloyd. The information has been given, but it's going to be a 5-on-3 retake. It's going to be a tough one to ask, isn't it, Scrib?
Yeah, 100%. They have to work their way in here, and it's just not happening. JV is clean, leaving Lloyd to do it all. Wild one through that smoke. But nonetheless, 1 versus 5 overall, no help at all. And I mean, just trying to trap them in, I guess, as this bomb goes off. Take a couple kills on the way out with him. That will be the case. You talk about cleanliness. NAVI also lacking some of that.
Lacking some of that for sure, but at the end of the day, another round given towards NAVI. Still keeping the dream alive, as long as they have not given the map point away just yet. Still in the talks. And good to see them changing up the tempo after some of failed slow rounds being progressed. They shifted up the gear, pumped the gas, sent it straight down towards B last round. Worked out nicely. And this time around, in round number 14, are they thinking about just brute forcing it down towards vents, towards A? Oh, they're going to full send it. They're fully sending it.
Again, yeah, not wasting any time getting into the site here. It looks good. NAVI seem frustrated at their wits' end with the slow play, and the faster play working very well for them. You see there's a flank as well coming round here from JV, so he looks to lock it in. He looks to confirm the round before it really gets going. He will drop, but he's keeping them at bay pretty solidly. They are so very late here on the rotation. A good spot from Juan, as he should be able to shut them down if they even do decide to really go for this. The bomb plant's a little late, so maybe they will indeed try and give it a look in if they can find the keen frag. KLP's in a decent spot. Will Juan give him a check? He does indeed. So information going to be gained here. Juan just trying to keep them in. Quick shots coming. He will go down. It looks slightly dicey. I think they just have to run the clock down on that bomb. Eno does fall on the trade attempt. So KLP got some info, but he can't get it. Here we go, Navi. It's edging ever closer.
It's getting very dicey here, Scriv. Navi inching closer and closer, and Stallions just... the frustration is building in them right now, I can tell. Wasn't the cleanest rotation, wasn't the cleanest retake. And Navi trying to juggle with the mines is going to be sending the C4 down towards B this time. It's going to kind of going back and forth. A, B might be the get-go here for Navi.
Yeah, just trying to find the magic. What works for them as they are changing up bomb sites like you say, but also changing up pace now. Not moving as fast as they were. So we'll see a slow B move. And you can kind of see as well, Stallions playing off B, so that could come back to bite them.
Yeah, investing 3 players down towards A and both players closer towards middle might just cost them the round. Oh, KLP, the timing. A little bit off for him. Wasn't able to spot the players crossing in towards the bomb site. Now going for the pot shots, but is not going to stop the C4 being planted. And then now timer ticks against Stallion. Has to go on a retake, full retake, 5-on-5.
Yeah, one of these unicorn rounds, we call them, where everyone's still alive and there's not even really been any big fights going down. It's just walking into the right place at the right time. See whether it pays off for them here. The bomb halfway gone, so again, just maybe don't let them all the way in, but they're going to pick up the pace. The chaos now ensues. Adrian with an overface. Not loads of time left on the bomb. Into the 1 versus 1. Where is he? Eno trying to close the gap and find this final player. He runs out of ammo and just about able to hold on. But again, it is so damn close.
What a round. Had to come down to the wire once again. 1v1 with the C4 ticking. But Navi slowly but surely making it closer to a comeback. Once again, 7-8. 1 round away from tie. And looks like they've chosen to go for the A bomb site, switching things up, A-B. And Juan even finds the drop onto KLP, who was going a little too aggressive. And this might just punish Stallions once again for not keeping the composure to themselves. Having to defend the bomb site with only 2 players against the 5 squad of Navi if they're getting isolated. Now, No tries to swing out, gets the info, gets the 1 kill, but gets traded out, and this makes things worse for Stallions. Now JJ has to hold the bomb site by himself. The rotation is coming in, but I don't think there's enough time. JJ gets 1 before going down, but the bomb site is completely open. The rest 2 members of Stallions now running in.
I mean, they're here pretty quickly. Definitely looks scary for a moment there that they might have just been able to creep through at the right time. Keen finds from Akashi, and we've evened it up. This is what happens, man. Those Brazilian teams, you know, you have to bear in mind, yes, there's the thick and fast style of some of the Filipinos in particular, but the Asian teams in general. But I think the Brazilian teams are also very capable of an explosiveness, and you see how clean those trades are, man. Like, there's obviously been a conversation around, right, let's tighten up, let's work together. So well played. They've evened it up now and looking to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat here if they play their cards right. Another keen find to open up. It's heavy aggression coming in. Very vocal now behind us, but the Ks, the Loys, they will hold the line here, looking good. Adrian trying his best, but it's not going to be enough, and Stallions, they were sick of it. They've now snatched the lead back themselves.
Decide to pump the gas themselves. Stallions goes out aggressive towards A-Long and does pay off. However, that does give the information to Navi. Okay, this is what Stallion has prepped for that round. Let's see what they have got for the last round, possibly, for this map. 9-8. And once again, if Navi is able to somehow find this final round, possibly, then we go into overtime once again. And the attack pause might just do the work here.
Really important pause here, of course, and it has to pay dividends. It has to result.
I feel like this is the perfect timing of all things to pull that attack pause here.
Really, really dangerous.
At risk.
At the very least, they have secured themselves an extension of play, I suppose, on the Stallion side. But Navi, the momentum that they had, just absolutely brilliant. And they have, unfortunately, let it slip at the worst possible time. So, all to play for, and you can feel it, man. You can absolutely feel it.
For Navi, best case scenario sure is to go into overtime, take the map away, clean 2-0 series. But even if they do drop Ankara, they still have the shot at port, which definitely is favored more by them than Stallions. So a lot of pressure for Stallions, and let's just hope that it doesn't really bite into their minds for the round here. Gonna take a bit of a work for the coach to warm the boys up. Looks like the attack pause is over as we go into the possible final round of the map here. 9-8. And this time Navi realizing that there's no greed outside of A-Long. More composure now, finally, for the side of Stallions. Not going to force the issue and take the fight to the face of the blacklist.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have obviously conditioned them pretty well with the previous round. Just relentless aggression, looking for those kills.
Yeah.
So I think they've slowed them down, scared them off ever so slightly, and now they have to be careful of every which way. Again, though, resources may be in the wrong place here. Stallions have to be very careful of the A-bomb site. It does look like the bomb maybe wants to end up there.
But so does Navi. It's like as if they're walking on an ice lake, gotta tap every step, you know?
Yeah,
so they don't
sure.
fall into the crevices.
I picture it.
Like Sneaky Frog once said, he's got the photographic imagination.
Sure. A little bit.
A little bit. But Navi looking to force the issue down towards A. And they did rotate the third player out. Stallions has to hold on to the bomb site with only 2 players, but Navi is going to guide themselves in towards middle. Not being watched properly, so this may just give them enough room to take us into overtime here, Scriv.
Hard to tell. KLP, it really all comes down to him. It seems like his angle will be very, very important. Is he going to get bested? Is he going to get drawn away? What's the move? It's going to be an execute coming round here. So they'll look to keep it simple on the Navi side. Actually going to go rolling through
Underpass.
A different little angle, and just try and catch them off at the end of the day. Loy, though, is holding strong. Big kills from him, keeps them at bay. Do they have any options to get round? Not sure, not sure. Akashi goes down, that's a big find, and now this is looking all but over. 20 seconds to recover the bomb, get some kills, break into the round, and it just hasn't worked out. The kills do come back, but there's just not enough time to get that bomb and to get back into this here. The old guard will go down, and it will be Stallions taking us to a guaranteed third map.
It was pretty dicey, wasn't it? Even for Stallions.
It was. I think Navi have
close the map out there
to close things up. And then just when they needed to punch through the ceiling, they completely pilter off. So, yeah, you can see some head shaking coming in. They will be annoyed at themselves.
But coming before, just like we talked about how this is going to be the most close matchup in the series, in the whole tournament, rather, for this group. Had to go into the overtime. And for the second map, it's a 10-8, 4 rounds being played out. So one of the rather close matchups, I would say. But now, Scriv, I really don't know who is going to come out on top. Sure, Navi has a better score in ports in general, but based on how Stallions have played so far, I really don't know who's going to survive this one.
Yeah, it's been a very taxing series, right? So, you know, can you make it to the third map? Can you survive 4 or 5 rounds in a row to kick it off? You know, Navi have been fighting on the back foot the entire time. they're lucky to even still be alive, to be honest. Stallions really could have closed that first one out as well. So NAVI not quite as clean, not quite as effective as we maybe wanted them to be, particularly there on Ankara, which, you know, felt like a somewhat risky pick. But all the same, a very exciting game, which I think is kind of what we're here for. And it keeps delivering in these unexpected moments, these wild sort of clutches. And it's a shame for NAVI. I like the pace change that they had. Maybe could have lent on that a bit more, and they just didn't have the confidence to do it towards the end.
But I just do definitely want to point out that the rounds won by Stallions really had to be relied mostly on the individual performances. Like, even for the last round, it had to be in the hands of Lloyd to take the 4K and close the round out. Otherwise, NAVI could have just broken and brute forced themselves into the bomb site.
Well, guys, I'm back after that crazy back and forth one once again. This time it didn't go into overtime, but it easily could have, right? This is just the closest matchup that we have. Congratulations to Team Stallions for winning map 2. They haven't gone all the way just yet. They're going to have to go over to Port, which, as Ben Chi mentioned before, definitely should be a strong map for the region of Brazil. Talked a little bit sneaky as well over the Philippines caster, and he was like, yeah, not so confident about Port for this team of Stallions, but has been a little bit iffy about their, you know, their mental state and their performance so far today. Thinks they're choking a little bit, think they can play a little bit better. So definitely going to have to wait and see how their form looks like on Port.
Yeah, I think both teams, to talk to the mental game, have been shaky in that sense. You know, a few overpeaks, a few moments where it just feels like they shouldn't really have let this slip, and XYZ, you know, 4v2 comes a bit too close. So it's a very, very stressful game, I think, and eventually you are going to crack in those moments. Maybe not entirely, but certainly for a round or two where it's going to be very, very important, you know, playing in a super high-stress environment like that.
Yeah, to me, it feels like this series has fallen into the game of who makes less mistakes, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sure, some rounds were clean, some rounds were dirty, some rounds are dicey, but I just feel like Stallions have a messier game, but they do win the round somehow by the kill scores. For NAVI, they do have cleaner executions, but it just really comes down to whether can they get onto the bomb site in time.
Yeah. Guys, by the way, we do have that giveaway once again, so make sure you are paying attention here. We've got that code on your screen right now, SA8A4AE092F9.
You're reading this one out this time.
Yeah.
Why'd you do it last time?
I need a little bit of practice, you know. Like, I went in the back, I read it like 10, 20 times, make sure I had it down. But yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and redeem that for a very cool skin, thanks to EWC. So yeah, it's going to come down to this final map. I'm like, at the beginning, I thought I had an idea. I was like, yeah, NAVI for sure should be able to take this, but it's going to be close. It's been even closer than I could have imagined. I think that Port, though, is their map, and I would be surprised if they don't win it from here, especially in a longer series. It's been kind of a long day. These guys came in earlier and were practicing, and you know, you go all the way to game 3, all the way to map 3, up against some veterans. I think it's going to be hard to take them down.
Yeah, they just have to keep it together. I think that, you know, everything should really be in their favor at this point. A suitable map, and they've had some really, really strong individual performances. That's maybe something that's been lacking in places, is just like a consistent kind of individual. We had Juan on map number 1, but he was really asked a lot. And then into map 2, we didn't have the same sort of ability from Juan himself. We had maybe a little bit of Adrian, but he was left in more like clutch situations that felt unwinnable in a lot of cases. So yeah, I'm maybe looking to someone on NAVI to just carry that mantle.
Yeah, so who's lifting the heavyweight here for NAVI for map number 3 Port? But NAVI, they do seem to be the favorite side for map number 3 Stallions. They have played Port like 4 times, but it was 1 win, 3 losses in their region. So gonna be a tough climb, I would say. Really just depends on how NAVI can respond to the early aggressions, most likely is going to be put out by Team Stallions. So, well, can only wait and see.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think that for a lot of the players, as Adrian is like, he's a little bit tired and getting ready for this third map, he's going to have to put that focus back on. But yeah, this is the kind of series, this is the kind of map that builds some of those veterans, that builds up the stories of these guys and how they were able to work through the adversity of this one. So I'm going to throw it back to you guys for game number 3.
Yes, indeed. Final time for today. As we shall see, NAVI, a lot of questions going to be asked of them. Can they keep it up? Can they keep it going? It's always easier said than done. Nice and simple for us to talk about from here, but can they keep it together?
But NAVI should feel more comfortable playing this rather than
It's
Ankara.
true. It's nice for them to finish up here after a couple of difficult maps. But
absolutely.
Again, it's something we've lent on. It's like our regional knowledge and stuff like this. And so far, Stallions very nearly have thrown that all out the window this series. So,
I mean, even on global stages, I think when Brazilian teams took down a Chinese team, it had to be on port. So
okay,
that might just repeat. Rather Stallions from a different region, but let's see what unfolds in front of our eyes. Adrian has already taken a significant amount of damage to himself. JV swings and somehow gets the kill onto KLB. What happened? JJ swings out, finds a quick double frag, falls right back. NAVI struggling to find the refrags at all.
Yeah, absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild as they just go flying round. Akashi will get a trade back, though. As they're looking to find a way in towards a bomb site. Tough to say which one at this point. Akashi, though, keen finds from him. He's just been left to his own devices, getting advanced. There's no one really near him to trade out or whatever, but he's found 2 and nearly 3 kills. Super, super low HP bars on the opposite side of things. Creeping round, though. JJ hiding. Oh, my goodness. A keen angle that he's found. He's able to capitalize. Down to Juan. And he will indeed find it. JJ keeping it together. Okay, Stallions able to recover that round out of nowhere.
4K for JJ to clean that round up. And my gosh, this round also has been stretched down to the last couple 20 seconds there. But NAVI, especially Akashi down towards middle, was able to show the tricks under sleeve, swinging out, get the kill, falls back, and swings out once again, drops another player. So let's see if he's able to provide more. Otherwise, so far, Stallions are going to lead out 1-0. Might just be enough foothold for the Stallions to take the map in their favor. Minute 50 on the clock, and NAVI pulling off the same strat from the last round. Have a couple players out towards B, have a player out towards middle, see if they can poke and prod, get some information. In general, global risks don't necessarily swing out too wide out towards A long, so they're trying to count that off. The nades are being lined up, hinting to us a possible B take.
Oh, yeah, little jump peek there. KLB ready for them to come his way. Will hold the line. Contact flashes as well, looking good. As they'll hold it together, a lot of kills coming in. Most of them for that defensive side, though. The global risks holding keenly, and they will indeed get it over. And my goodness, Tank's getting super loud there, even during the round. Very, very vocal.
Yeah, Stallion now getting vocal here. And I don't know, mate. NAVI a little bit frustrated from not so clean execution onto the bomb site.
Yeah, and these things are going to stack, aren't they, when you've had a poor start sort of into the series and then a difficult second map. It's tough to keep it going, and this is where the young guns as well are just going to have a bit more of that energy to them, a bit more of that excitement to them. Happy for the competition, whereas GDSC is going to be like, listen, 5 years ago, I would have got that kill. You know? I'm sure we're all getting to that point.
Well,
it comes to us all.
Can get the kills 5 years ago. He does get the opening frag this time in 2025 at CROSSFIRE at EWC. KLB goes down. Shifting up the tactics here in NAVI. showing some interest of an A split. Does have Akashi all the way out in A long behind the boxes. Not entirely sure if they are trying to get into the connector area. Stallions, well aware, will leave NO at bay at watch. Goes for the pot shot's not going to hit. Let's see where Navi wants to dictate this round into Scrib. Possibly A.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? They're moving pretty slowly again, though, as Navi are not wasting any time in these rounds. Trying to fake things out, it would seem, cut off some rotations, but make it look a bit more like a B hit. KLP on high. Whoa, so blind, falls down. Can he get some trades out here? No, he just starts to become unblind, but it wasn't fast enough, and Navi looking good. Loy going to be on the backside. Uh-oh, just got to be careful here. Not to give him too much. Nade goes in and can't quite get those final kills, but look at how low the HP bars were. 1 or 2 more bullets really changed that round.
Navi finally puts up a round up on the board, but the misstep from the sniper on top of the bomb site, falling down from the ladders. I think that's what costed them the round there. Just the sniper not being able to put out any damage. Completely blind as well from all the flashes too. Just rub into the wound there.
Yeah, of course. Going to be difficult to survive, I suppose. But the execute looked good from Navi. That'd be nice to keep in the pocket and hopefully pull out.
Nice counter boost.
A couple times.
By Stallions, sending No into the connector. And here's the replay. Just Adrian swinging in like a madman. Finds KLP, who just wasn't able to find the right steps, so to speak. In the meantime, JJ took a bunch. He's going to be taken down to about 20, 30 HP there. Navi, after a successful A take, where do they want to guide their aggression into? Haven't tried mid all that much. Akashi, sure, was showing some interest a couple of rounds ago. Was able to find 2 huge frags, but not the team as a whole. Or are they looking to replicate what happened last round, forcing the issue down towards connector, down towards A? KLB, what a nice spray down through the wall. Will take JV down. NO counter boosted. This could be crucial. Can he find the frag? He does get one, but Adrian, he can pop flash himself at the pistol play. Not quite there as NO. The counter boost absolutely paying off dividends. Quick double kill for NO.
Really nice finds from him. Really well played as well in those fights, keeping the 1v1s, making sure that he's not overextending. Really well played. Akashi with a nice find. There's a few more of those on the cards if he wants them. But at this time, just playing things a little slow. Akashi will look to join his teammate.
Yeah, it looks like they might send it down towards middle. Only KLB is watching it, but his shots are there. Takes 1 kill and takes Akashi down super low. 1v3 and stuck in no man's land. Eventually goes down, and Stallions going to be able to secure the lead. But then again, even that round didn't seem all that clean for Stallions. So
sure.
Once this match ends, the coach has a lot of work to do here, Scrib.
Yes, this is true. Going to be a difficult day for whichever team ends up losing here. Such a hard-fought battle, but looking good. Stallions getting aggressive early. They will manage to find the first, and they've corralled them away from A in towards B. Exactly what they wanted, but again, able to pull back, able to look a little more defensively. Trade is fast. It's the advantage retained right here for Stallions.
Yeah, Loy finding the second frag of his own is going to be able to hold the aggression down towards middle and now rotates in towards the B bomb site. Sending KLB to hold mid as Navi now showing some interest. Swings out. JV. Quick drop onto KLB is going to open the gate up. Equalize back down to 3-on-3. C4 walking in towards the B halls. Not entirely sure if Stallions has any idea. Is going to send out a smoke to buy some time. And more nades as well. But Navi has made up their mind. Has all 3 players in B halls. Flank from Loy once again might just do wonders here. He's been the one poking, prodding, just sniffing his nose at everything, every angle. Worked out on Eagle Eye and is about to do it again. Huge flank. Gets in, gets one. Takes JV down super low. The pot shot's being thrown out. It's going to be JJ to take the kill, but Loy's flank will work wonders. Grants another round for Stallions.
Yeah, he was so good at those, of course, as you mentioned. I think able to keep it together. Just making sure to lock that kill in. Looking very clean here. I think it's safe to say Stallions starting to edge ahead. NAVI, no strangers to this, but they have to refine themselves. And not one, not two, but 3 maps now where they're going to have to fight from the back foot. They've had some good showings in places and just managed to edge it out in the golden round of map 1, but already they've started to lose some energy in this series and they're going to have to find it again.
I don't want to say Port is as wonky as Mexico, where you have about like 1 or 2 rounds in the blacklist side and you switch your side and make a huge comeback. But Port has had some history where the blacklist side has about like 2 rounds and somehow they make a huge comeback on the global risk. So we can only wait and see what happens, as yet again NAVI setting out and executing down towards middle. JJ at the response, not being able to hit the shots here, and now the flank is on towards A. NO has to hold it down. KLP did go down. JJ with a huge rotation is going to find one, but not quite there to hit the second shot. Juan gets knocked out. NO through connector gets the frag down to a 2v2. The C4 soon to go onto the bomb site here. The plant is now being posted, and the rest of Stallions is going to have to go on a retake. Ooh, JV in a duel with Loy, spotted out, but takes a bunch of damage. Akashi will have to help as NO takes down JV. 1v2, and a Dream. Akashi now about to get swung down by Loy. Gets the shot done. Quick headshot with the pistol will do the work. 4-2.
Hey, really close once again. Stallions make them work for it, but NAVI able to just keep it together at the end there. Very scary prospect, though, if this again continues and NAVI are constantly having to battle. You can see the vocality as well, stepping up a little. Maybe the frustrations start to come out in the game, in the comms. A lot of old guard players here, a lot of players that know each other quite well, so gonna have to watch that. Takpor's coming round to just try and keep it together, and yeah, I think it's all about the mental side now, it feels.
Yeah, sometimes it's just only a round or two to really get you going. And NAVI, they did finally found their second round. So let's see how that works in to the mentality of NAVI. And at the same time, how does it work into the mindset of Stallions here, Scrib? Because right now, as you can see, there's a bit of questioning going on for the side of Stallions.
Yeah, I think so. There's also a few unresolved issues, it feels like, for NAVI. So both teams are really getting to their wits' end, aren't they? A long series, a difficult series. End of the day, never going to be easy here. And long talks being taken as well, so yeah, really trying to work it out. You can hear Tanks in the background, for us at least, getting very vocal over there.
Absolutely. But it looks like we're reaching to the end of the pause here as we are getting ready to bounce back right into the game. 4-2. Quick reminder, Stallions still in the lead, but NAVI slowly but surely inching in closer towards a tie. And their mid-take has been rewarding them. So it looks like they might just want to do it again. Coming into round number 7, Adrian not being greeted by NO counter boosted this time, so he does gain control of connector. And the nade stack is going to tick away a bunch of health of KLP, holding on the top of the bomb site. A third nade might have just done the work, but wasn't there.
Yeah, not going to be the case. Still could come back to benefit NAVI later on in the round. We like that. We like a change up and, you know, something that at least has been worked out and talked about in the timeout.
NAVI shifting over towards B, leaving Akashi as the lurker in towards middle. But Stallions, look what they're doing. They're pushing out towards a long, buying the valuable information of where NAVI is going to be possibly at. Instantly, you can see the third player rotating in towards the B bomb site to help on with the defense. And NAVI counteracting to what Stallions is bringing is going to send the C4 out towards A. And this game and this round just might become very messy, Scriv.
Big find here as they'll work their way in towards this B bomb site. Comes a little late in the round, but ultimately looking good for Stallions as they've held their ground, ready for the fights all round long. And it looks set to pay off. Just 2 remaining now for this blacklist side of things. Going to try and get that bomb in towards A, which I think they have a pretty good chance at the plant, he says. Maybe, yeah, the KLP angle, unfortunately, going to slow down GDSC, and it's looking very, very good now.
Stallions lead out 1 more round. It's going to be 5-2. And definitely one of the better rounds for Stallions to be put out.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if they can continue on with the trend. NAVI, quick aggression out towards a long KLP, and this KLP angle, like you've mentioned, could do some wonders. Gets 1, almost got the second, but eventually goes down. Juan will find the trade kill onto JJ, and the bomb site almost being opened up. GDSC with a quick spray down will get the job done, but KLB says no to that. Finds a double kill of his own now on top of the bomb site with the C4 down. What can Juan do? I mean, he had a very strong first map, but the second map was a little bit quiet for him. Can he perform out in port is going to be the question. He has 5 kills, sure.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
2 more to make a 1 KD.
This would be the moment to do it. Doesn't have the bomb. Just playing things slowly, see if there's a face that comes towards him.
Has a bunch of time to work with, at least.
Of course. May well be able to thread the needle here, go all the way around the back of A. Yeah, he's going super deep here. Just trying to spot on these nasty angles.
I mean, as long as he can find 1 and bring it down to a 1v1, things are a lot more possible. But KLB says no. Swings out, peeks, gets the kill, and gets the round. 6-2, I believe, is going to be the scoreline. NAVI trying to devise whatever's left in them. Is going to be splitting B on the early round.
Just not getting going, are they? They've really struggled in support here. We maybe had given them the benefit of the doubt, given the history, but like I said, man, Stallions, they don't really care too much, and I think that they are feeling pretty damn good about this. And those individuals, there's been a couple struggling on this map. There's been a couple struggling all series long, you know, a few names that we just not really talked about all that much, whereas Stallions, seems like the whole squad is getting involved. Loy might be the one to point towards for his impact, but, you know, you've got No here, who's absolutely flying, but doesn't necessarily feel like it. They're just very, very consistent with their multi-frag moments. Port looking better and better as it goes on. Loy, spoke about him. He will chime in for a couple. Looking for more, and he's going to get them. 4 walking into the crosshair. A big multi-kill to finish out the half.
Took only 4 kills for Loy to close the round there. 7-2. Whooping first half for Stallions here. Just need to find 3 more to make the series under their name and push themselves into the winner's bracket. For now, we do have the switch of sides, and NAVI gets to play on the global risk, which I think should be enough driving force for them to get some more rounds. We've surely seen them do that on Eagle Eye. The question is, can they do that on port once again?
Yeah, the $1 million question, you might say, or, well,
$2 million question, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. 750K, if we're getting technical. Juan looking good here. As the round actually falling quite nicely for NAVI, opening things up into this second half. Listen, Stallions have got so many rounds. They just test the water, see what we can get away with. Let's throw the kitchen sink at the A-bomb site, and there might just be a chance for us to break in. Unfortunately, not the case. It's not going to be that easy, fellas.
JJ still keeps the hope alive for Stallions for the round. Found the opening. 1v3 now, but the C4 down in no man's land, and look at all the angles the Navi is covering. Especially JV, tucked all the way deep in A long. If JJ doesn't spot him out, this could be an issue. Using the box to his advantage, JV swings out, gets the kill, and Navi secures their third round. It's going to be 7-3 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's still a ways to go before we start believing again, I think. But Stallions, like I say, trying something out, getting a bit experimental, see what works. And maybe a faster round is not what they're going to be able to get away with here. So they might go to the other end of the spectrum, play things a bit slower, go for an execute. We saw NAVI even find success with some executes. So makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, sure, 7-3. 4 rounds seem like a lot of rounds that you can experiment with, but in reality, it's actually not a big margin, especially if you're playing against a team like NAVI, who can easily bounce back and be put on track. Well, have to wait and see if as Stallions has figured out the key to success in closing the series out. They're going to be poking, prodding down towards middle, throwing some pot shots here and there. Not quite connecting. Only giving away information that there's 2 or 3 players across the mid connector. As Navi also playing with patience here. Not really going out too aggressive, only GDSZ tucked up in B halls, which actually buys the room for the rotation of the second player down towards middle to hold it down. Akashi, what a nasty shot. KLP had nothing to do about that. Clean tap. This is going to be the opener for Navi. It's going to be 5-on-4.
Could be big. Could be very, very big indeed. As keeping them away from a single round as long as possible is going to be a very big deal. Adrian holding keenly. This bomb site looks pretty impenetrable to me. A missed shot coming round. The pistol not quite able to do it, but there's just so many on the Navi side. Goodness gracious. Absolutely wild finds there. Chaotic, again, to say the least, but I think Stallions just struggling to figure out how to break in. It's still early enough for me.
Screw, you know how we were just talking about Adrian was somewhat quiet on the first map of Eagle Eye? And now look at this guy finding 3K, finding 4K on port. So finally comes up on the board, provides the food for his team, gets the crucial round they needed. Still a long leap for Navi to make a tie, but they have found their 4th round. Now here's yet another tactical pause for Stallions, I believe. Now I'm wondering, what can Stallions do to break the defense that Navi is providing right now? Because, like I've mentioned, GDSC pokes and prods, gets the information, holds B by himself in the hut, which allows for the second player to rotate out towards middle, thicken the defense down towards middle. And whenever, if there's an A hit, then the second player in middle can always just run down towards A, and that's exactly what happened last round. So what is the response by Stallions against Navi as they're putting out a superior defense so far?
It's a big question. It is a big question. I think, you know, a timeout like this is much needed, and really, really good foresight coming in from the coach there of Stallions. So makes a lot of sense to me, but they just are set to figure things out. And I would say the way to break it, again, is these pace changes seem really popular. A solid execute seems pretty popular as well.
Like the blue-headed guy once said, gotta go fast, and might be the round here for Stallions to start just taking the fight early on. But rather, it's going to be a more default round. The tempo has been adjusted. As Navi, yet again, going for the 1-2 split. Single player holding down towards B and 2 in middle. Stallions are just going to wait patiently. But Navi hasn't swung out aggressively or wide. No punishment can be given if Navi is playing this passive.
This is true. I think Navi, of course, you have to bear in mind, yes, it feels like one team rather than the other is going to benefit or at least use the timeout. But Navi also get it. And they will have talked things over within touching distance now, aren't they, of closing things. So got to keep it even, and the longer they can stop Stallions getting a blacklist round, I think the better, of course. But just denying that first round is really, really important.
Keeping the rounds at arm's length is going to be the importance for Navi to continue dreaming about making a comeback. Stallions, they're waiting to execute out towards B. Can Navi respond to this? GDSC whiffs the first one, whiffs the second shot as well. The flashbang did blind them out just a little bit. Now the fake is being sold by KLP, but I don't think Navi's buying it, or rather, GDSC rotates out, and here comes the go sign. JV gets knocked out. JJ also takes down another player, so bomb site completely wiped open, and Lloyd, to make things worse, is going to take down GDSC, all down to the hands of Adrian. Sure, this guy had some huge moments, but I don't think it's in there in a 1v5 with the C4 timer ticking away from this man.
Yeah, I mean, just pulled away by the one flash, and look, the bodies were still there. It's not like they'd fully rotated or anything, but just 2 or 3 players like turning away from the site, making for much easier kills, of course. Simple, yet effective. Seems so simple that surely there's got to be more behind this flash, is what Na'Vi say.
And now, without pauses, Adrian just buying time for his team to talk over whatever happened in that round.
Yeah. They will be kicking themselves. I think that, you know, falling to something as light as that, but it just goes to show like the tension is quite high, making a lot of these panic decisions because they're really on the precipice, whereas now the round's gone the way of Stallions. I think that this gap is going to grow, and we might just see them turtle into themselves again on that Na'Vi side.
Definitely a little too preemptive on the rotation there on that previous round. This time, Stallions is going to send Nano very deep in middle, instantly punished by Akashi, who was watching well over that angle. And now KLP on top of Connector does find one with the pistol, almost make the third, and make that a triple kill for this guy. All of a sudden, Na'Vi mightily shaking to even hold onto their lives in the rounds here. 8-4 could soon be a map point and the match point.
Yes, as predicted, I think that things have maybe fallen by the wayside very, very quickly. It will be down to Adrian. Bomb has yet to be planted. They are coming towards his domain as well, but now I think that his location is confirmed. That bomb will hightail it out of there, and KLB, his mission is just to ultimately keep this guy trapped in, buy more time, etc. Actually takes a dangerous cross, but thankfully the flash was effective. And now Adrian left somewhat guessing. Where are the danger zones? Oh, gets the catch. It's a tough fight. JJ tries to trade things out. Adrian actually bringing it close here.
I mean, if anyone is to put to the test the clutch, it's Adrian of all the squad for Na'Vi to make this one happen. JJ takes a bunch of HP away, and the nade is going to distract as JJ pops out once again, gets the drop, gets the kill, and looks like, boys, we have a match point secured by Stallions.
Yeah, that's a little disappointing and kind of heartbreaking in a way as well for Adrian, I think. As he's going to be pretty sad to not get that one over the line.
And here's the replay of the 3K of KLP.
Yeah, of course, crazy guy. But it still comes close. Na'Vi, you have to give them credit. They never really give up. They're never really out of a round. And I think they're always going to be capable. Adrian back with a bit of a vengeance here into this following round. He will get sideswiped, however, and it's Loy, of course, coming in from the side to find a couple, looking very, very good. Juan's super low, not got a chance. Nade's nearly taking him, and it looks set to go over the line here. Juan, of course, will fight tooth and nail to try and keep Na'Vi alive, but the Stallions into port. They had more gas in the tank. The young blood with all the energy in the world, leaving Juan with no chances.
Trying to keep the dream alive. Took 2 kills, but needs to find 2 more. But Eno seals the deal, puts the nail to the coffin, and Stallions is going to come out alive from this series against Na'Vi.
Yeah, man, you can see what it means as well. You know, it's the first game. It's a big victory.